This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is
Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope all of you had a great weekend. It's Monday, August 12th. This is Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad. Today is going to be more focused on the forest and not so much the trees. And you'll see as I go through this why I want to do this, because I think if we pay too much attention to the trees, the forest gets a bit fuzzy. So let's jump right into today's breadth readings. Keep in mind some of these data points and charts I pulled around 3:30 to 3:45 p.m. Not much has changed since the close, but we did close near the lows of the session. So on Monday's session, we had 133 new highs on the NYSE versus 272 lows. So 2x more new lows versus new highs. We had 40% of shares advancing versus 56% declining. 61% of stocks were below their 50-day moving average, and 43% of stocks were below their 200-day moving averages. The Russell led the way to the downside, but there were a few roller coaster moments within the session where it tried to rally, then sold off, tried to rally, then sold off. It was kind of a very indecisive day, but I would give the win looking at the breadth numbers to the bears. Now, taking a look at the Mag 7, NVIDIA was up the most, up 4%, but the rest were fairly muted. And I'll go through the numbers to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Microsoft was up 0.2%. Apple was up a little bit over 0.5%. Google was up 0.8%. Meta was up 0.3%. And Amazon was up basically nothing. Actually, let me retract. Microsoft was up 0.2%. Apple was up 0.6%. Google was down 0.8%. Meta was also down 0.3%. Amazon was down 0.08%, and Tesla was down 1.25%. There was kind of a light volume day, to be quite honest. Energy led up almost 0.75%. Technology was up 0.6%. Everything else is red. It seems like the market was, number one, trying to fake people out for those that wanted to buy the dips. Or go short. It was kind of like on Friday, I noted that it felt like it was just stop loss programs, just hunting for stop losses. I felt the same way today. Nothing really changed in the complexion of the market on Friday or Monday. It seems like we're waiting for something. The only things I can imagine are the PPI and CPI data that come out Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I think tonight it's going to be like a circus show with Elon Musk interviewing Donald Trump, I think, on X. But the best performer of the day today was precious metals. And just a quick shout out to Aloysia, Metals, Oil, and Everything Else Substack. He's a premium member on my Substack, but he has a great post for the evening wrap-up. If you don't subscribe, please do. He has spent a career working on the COMEX exchange. A lot of great insights that he shares, not only with the public through Substack on his subscribers, but also he chimes in once in a while on the private paid chats on my Substack. So thank you. But I made a quick comment on his evening post. It seems like the home team, which is Wall Street, in order for them to keep this Ponzi going, they need to crush the price of gold, they need to crush the VIX, and they need to crush the yen. So they're working overtime, and in addition to that, they have to pretend that they're supporting the US dollar, saying inflation is under control, we got it under control, yet we're still going to cut interest rates by 0.25% or 50 basis points and not make it look like they're panicking. Meanwhile, they're panicking, crushing gold, the VIX, and the yen. So quite interesting times. I suspect that there will be much more volatility coming up. I don't think this is over. I still don't think Godzilla is dead. I think Godzilla is going to make the round trip to Japan fairly soon and then on its way to Europe and back to the US. A quick reminder before I forget, today is the last day to get the 40% off. I extended it after the July 4th discount just because of all the volatility that we're seeing. Just as a quick pat on the back, many of my paying subscribers have totally sidestepped this downdraft, and many of them are actually profiting trading this downdraft. So I welcome you guys over to the premium side, and if not, feel free to stay as a free member as well. So let's keep peeling this onion. Just wanted to also reiterate during the day on the private chat in the morning, I noted to folks that I suspect many families who were deer in the headlights last week are a sign of relief. Oh, the worst is over. But I think that is too complacent, and they're giving too much faith to this buy the dip religion. Let's see if I'm wrong or right. It doesn't really matter if I'm wrong or right. As I mentioned, leave your shoes off in the trading room floor. But all the data that I'm seeing tells me that the volatility is not going to go away. But they tried. They tried to crush the VIX. They tried initially to crush the precious metals as well as the yen, but they all kind of fought back in the afternoon. I also posted a screenshot of the Dow Jones Industrial Average in the morning. I said, look, it's time to choose your adventure. We're either going to break up or break down from this balance area. We didn't do either. We closed near the bottom of that balance area. And I have like a elementary school crayon drawing of the session on the ES 15-minute chart. It looked like a snake going up and down, a roller coaster. But notice the lower highs all day. And we closed near the lows of the session as well. So let me go through what was strong and what was weak, and I'll let you all go. For the free members, gold, Barrett Gold, the ticker symbol is GOLD, was up 8.5%. SMCI bouncing from last week. I noted it has to rally or we're in trouble for the risk assets of semis. SMCI bouncing up 6.68%. UCO, which is oil, up 5.2, Kinross Gold up 4.6, Nvidia up 4.07, crude oil futures 3.7, GDXJ juniors up 3.7. The volatility index call options that I'm kind of stalking here up 3.6 if you want to have a peek under the hood on what I am stalking. Pan American Silver up 3.58, the volatility index itself up 3.4, USO up 3.3, SILJ up 3, the VIX up 3.4, I already mentioned that. GDXJ 2.89, TZA up 2.8, Dell 2.7, Wheaton Precious Metals 2.6, and DRV 2.65. What was weak? Marathon Digital down 10.3, TeraWolf 6.3, Riot 5.5, DJT 5.4, Hut 4.1. This is all in sympathy of Bitcoin going south. Zeta Global Holdings 3.7, Sweetgreen 3.5. It was up 30%. Remember last week's Sweetgreen? So it's just pulling back. Etsy 3.2, Wayfair 3.2, Rivian 3.1, AppLovin 2.8, Natural Gas Futures down 2.7, Roku 2.7, iBit 2.7. PJT Partners 2.5, MicroStrategies 2.4, Restoration Hardware 2.4, CarMax 2.3, Coinbase 2.3, Intel 2. So free members, don't forget the 40% off that ends tonight. All you have to do is go to the show notes, click the link for the discount. It's nyugrad.substack.com/turmoil. And that should get you to the link to sign up with the 40% discount. On Wednesday, you have the CPI numbers. On Thursday, you have retail sales coming out as well. But I think the PPI on Tuesday and the CPI on Wednesday are going to be what the markets react the most to. Free members, I will see you after Tuesday's session. Paying subscribers, please stay on so we can go over some more forest charts. That's my train.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.